Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for July 2nd, 2022, with your host, Peacemaker2448 and Ramp It Up Salon.
Hi. I will probably be muting my mic a lot because OBS picks up the fireworks. Discord doesn't.
I can hear them, but I don't know if mine is.
I can hear them and see that OBS is picking them up. So, if you hear that noise in the background, that is that.
It's not even the 4th yet.
No. No. And what's bad is it won't stop.
No, it won't.
Because we've got to start before the 4th and continue and continue and continue and continue. My thing is, with that, I get doing a little one on the 4th. I could even get doing something this weekend. But how do people have money to shoot fireworks off for a month?
Sales, I guess?
I just want to know how they get the money to...
I don't know.
Because I want to know.
I don't know. But yeah, folks, we're talking video games tonight. An assortment of stuff. Nothing too long, unfortunately. Except for probably our top one, since it's technically not over.
Because it, too, is keeping on going and going and going.
Yep. But yeah, before we get into all that, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
I've picked up Fall Guys again.
It was fun to get back into for co-op.
Yeah. I have played a couple of rounds of Fortnite with my siblings, kind of deal.
How has that been?
I like the no build.
Fair. I was liking it too when I was doing it.
That's one of those, yeah. I'm fine with the no build. Otherwise, not really much.
It's only been like one thing for me, and that is the new Fire Emblem Warriors game, Three Hopes.
Fair.
It has been very good. It feels like a lot better than the original Warriors game. Everyone feels fairly different, even if they share the same classes and stuff. I like that it does not fuck about, because in original Three Houses, you had the first half of the game that was all set in the school, and then you had the second half of the game, which took a 5-year time skip, I believe, and did more or less an all-out war. That academy phase for Three Hopes is all of the prologue of this game, and it's like 3 maps, and then it is immediately into the war segment of the game. It's like, look, we know where the plot of this game is. We're moving on. Y'all know what happens here.
That seems like a smart move.
Yeah. I'm doing the Black Eagles route, which is the Edelgard route, because that was the route I was doing on stream when I streamed Three Houses, until we got to the part where Edelgard went, I committed war crimes for my cause. Would you like to join me? And I went, no. Edelgard, no. Maybe tone it back some, please.
But war crimes.
Yeah. Like, I get it. You want to take out this evil organization. Maybe don't stoop to their level.
No, you gotta stoop below it.
Yeah, it's a lot better this time around, because, like, canon divergent wise, because this is a canon divergent from Three Houses, because Byleth doesn't get recruited into the academy to teach one of the Three Houses. Your character gets recruited as a student, and then because of causality, at least for the Black Eagles route, they go and rescue a character that was supposed to get killed off and replaced by one of the villains. So you rescue her, you run off the villain who was going to disguise herself as her, and Edelgard goes, time to change plans. I'm gonna go take my place on the throne and fuck up the people that are a part of this evil organization that are in my country. And it spirals from there. It's still been good so far. I haven't got to play much because of GDQ. GDQ has kind of absorbed most of my time this past week.
Fair.
But I should be back to it.
Granted, I feel like I've also tuned out of GDQ for some things because I've just not really had an interest in... I feel like a lot of the first of the week.
I've been in and out. It just depends.
It feels like everything that I've been looking for as far as wanting to watch has kind of been the end of the week. And I wonder if that's attributing to the fact of we're sitting lower on donations than normal. I mean, I know real world events is probably the bulk of that reason.
Yeah.
But it's still it still kind of feels like it took a while to get to the 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to wonder if part of that was because, you know, the strong stuff was kind of at the...
Yeah.
Instead of how they normally do and sprinkle it throughout.
I've been in and out. I've had it in the background all week because I can do that. But I've been doing other stuff, watching other stuff. And if a run comes on I want to watch, I sit down and watch it, or at least pay attention to it. If not, then I'm just doing other stuff while it's in the background.
So I feel like my computer has at least had it on. Whether or not I've actually been able to be in front of it is the question.
Yeah.
It's one of those, they're getting the view regardless. It's just whether or not I actually am there to watch it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm hoping to get back to Three Hopes, at least get the Black Eagles route done before the end of this month, because, you know, a certain game comes out at the end of this month that I'm going to be playing the crap ton of. Because, yeah, kind of on the docket. But otherwise, it has not been much. I've done a little bit more on the double Reviform custom. I painted up the silver as you suggested on the inside of the coattails. They look good. But that's all I've gotten around the paint. I haven't painted much of anything else on it. I was supposed to get my by 8 in this weekend, I thought, but I'm not getting it until Tuesday. So I don't get to put together Veil, the Forze Vice form, the Genom and Thouser forms that come in that set, so I don't get to put those together till Tuesday, so but otherwise, not much else besides flipping out about all the writer stuff from this past week. Jesus. Because the team writer panel is tonight at 10:30. I don't know if we're still going to be on when that panel starts. Because it should be Shout Factory information, and they've already kind of let leak out that Kuga is going to be on Blu-ray in September. And 5-Man is going to be on, I believe, DVD at least, to continue the Super Sentai DVDs that they've been doing for a long time, and we haven't gotten a new one in like 2 years. That's going to be in September as well. They have not confirmed any other information. Just one person in the know has said it's going to be more than DVD and Blu-ray stuff. And you know how we're getting... Well, we're getting Kuga on Blu-ray. Guess what also Kuga we're getting this year before the end of the year?
What?
The Kuga manga. So, considering, you know, we have that Futo PI show, and episode 1 is debuting at this panel, there is a whole lot of hope that Double is going to be the next writer show, at least on streaming. You know, cross your fingers and hope. It seems like the push. But there's supposed to be like the proper announcement of those, and I guess pre-orders opening for them, and a whole bunch more. I hope they confirm that Ryuki and the original series are also going to be on Blu-ray. Like, they won't happen until probably next year, but they'll just say, hey, we worked the deals, they're in the works, see you next year with those. Just so we're caught up. And then all of the Revice movie stuff with the new writer and the Veil stuff, and possibly getting a fusion form for the movie it has been a busy week to be a writer fan. It's just news keeps coming out of the woodworks. But anything else before we just talk about GDQ?
Nope.
All right then. So both of us have been watching GDQ, and it is still ongoing. We are at $2.3 million raised for Doctors Without Borders. We will probably end up around, I'm going to ballpark and say 2.6 before the end of the night. Or before the end of the marathon. I'm willing to bet. At least 2.5. I think it just kind of depends. But,
I think I'm going to shoot a little high. I think we're going to be short of 3. Because bear in mind, Twitch bits and subs are not in there yet.
true. That could definitely push it, because I definitely saw a couple points where someone dropped massive gift sub bombs on the channel. I saw it at one point where I saw...
everyone that's traditionally subbed to them, all the random bits that have kept the hype trains going. And on top of the fact that we've still got about 6 hours left, yeah, I'm gonna say we're gonna, if not closer to 3, probably 2.8, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we'll probably not hit 3, but we'll get close. It's the last push. But I guess just talking about the different days, starting off on Sunday, I got the Shadow of Colossus run, and I pretty much caught like most of the stuff. I didn't get to catch Pokemon Snap because we were streaming at the time. But I did catch that as most of the Mass Effect run. And some of the Sonic Generations runs, those were cool.
I caught a little bit of the Generations run. I really want to go back and watch the Kirby run. Like,
yeah,
really.
I caught a little bit of it, but not too much.
I know how the start of the run goes because I was toying with the idea of doing it, and then I'm like, no, not doing it. I don't want long speed games as the problem.
Monday, I have to go like down. I caught a bit of the Tasmanian Tiger run, and a little bit of Slight 2.
That one too. There again, I want to go back and watch the Crash 2 run.
Yeah, Pathless run that you mentioned the other day.
Yes, I want to watch the entire thing for that one. Because I kind of came in late on that one. Because that kind of woke up in the middle of it.
Yeah. And
caught the back part of it, and oh my god, that game looks gorgeous. Even if I didn't want to speedrun it, I at least want to play it.
I caught Link's Awakening to some extent. I did sit down and watch at least the back end of Ico, Vice City, and Phasmophobia in full.
I mean, Vice City, just because of the runner, that one was going to be a good one. I didn't get to watch all of that one, but yeah.
It feels in line.
It's just really good as far as being a voice behind it, and it's like,
But yeah, it felt similar to regular Vice City because he did do Definitive Edition because that won the bid war. It felt in line with Definitive Edition, but it definitely still had its differences and stuff. And he went into that about why it was different in places and stuff. Because there's some things you can't do because it's Definitive Edition, surprisingly enough. Even if Definitive Edition is a little bit on the janky side, there's some things they can't do, so they have to like kind of work their way around them. Phasmophobia was fun to watch.
Oh yeah. I was sitting there trying to think, wait, which one was that one? Then I looked over and saw Bruce Lynch's name. I'm like, oh yeah, that one, yeah. That one that one I feel like would be cool if we had 2 other people to tag along. Because I feel like that game probably needs to be a 4-man team.
I think you can do it with less than 4.
Oh, like, I'm sure you can do it with... You could probably do it solo if you really wanted to, but I feel like that game would work best with, like that, a group of 4. Because then you divide tasks and it doesn't give anyone too much to focus on.
Yeah.
That kind of is the problem we run into with Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Yeah.
It's one of those, yeah... Sometimes you need more people that can better decipher it.
Surprisingly less deaths than I was expecting. I was expecting more deaths.
I was too. Especially after Bro Sanchez said that, his main task is being the one that gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, we needed more deaths.
And I've seen enough Phasmophobia from, tie-in crews streams. I'm just like, yeah, if you fuck around, the ghost will come and snap your neck and call it a day.
I know it kind of gets into the next day, but we're almost there anyhow. I really kind of want to watch that 5 Nights run because I've heard Security Breach is uber broken.
I saw some of it. I was going to sleep when it was happening. They apparently had to turn up the brightness real high.
Doesn't surprise me.
For that run, for some reason, like absurdly high. For some reason, I don't remember what it was. Like, no one needs brightness on this game this high, like in normal circumstances. Like, everything has a white tint to it, is how bright it was. Yeah, I caught some of the 4 run, and I caught some of that, but then I was asleep for like the rest of it. I caught some of the like Gunvolt Chronicle stuff from the next day. I didn't really kind of have an interest in this one. Mm-hmm.
So, which, I mean, kind of works to a certain point, because I was taking care of other stuff too.
Yeah. I wanted to catch it because I played Gunvolt 1, so I was wanting to see, because the Gunvolt Chronicles is more of a spinoff with their equivalent of Proto Man, since Gunvolt is the Mega Man equivalent, because they're essentially like Mega Man X games in a respect, since it's a lot of like dashing movement stuff, but it has its own like unique combat mechanic to really make it different. So yeah, I caught that. I did catch the full Yakuza run because I followed. I followed
the literal tail end of it, and I'm like, now I want to watch the whole thing, say screw it and play it first, and then watch it.
It is on Game Pass.
Yeah, I know.
It is very good. I have played the entire game.
What's bad is I also have PS Plus, and it's on it too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like I don't have a way to play it.
Yeah. Frob was really good as always. I follow him on Twitch, so I know the run because I've been in his stream while he's doing practices and stuff and runs. So I'm familiar with the run, especially this version of the run, because I've seen him practice it.
Wasn't Like a Dragon in AGDQ also?
No, it was Lost Judgment.
Okay.
Yeah, the previous marathon had him do it was him with Lost Judgment.
Okay.
Which is the sequel to the Judgment.
Because I was thinking, I was like, I feel like I watched something he did. And yeah, okay, you're right. I couldn't remember on that, because I feel like one of the other times, because this ain't the first time that Like a Dragon has been in a GDQ, is it?
I don't think so.
I'm thinking it's been in one before.
Yeah.
And I don't think I got to watch it then either.
Yeah, but it's a good run. It's a good RPG run. I did donate during this to help meet the karaoke incentive, so that Frob and crew had to sing the meme song from this game.
Which happened.
Yep. I donated right there at the end to help.
Again, caught it at the end. And then didn't care for Jedi Knights, so tuned out after a few minutes of that, which is probably what made me forget about the Infinite run.
Yeah, I caught most of Halo Infinite, and for not having a tank gun, which apparently is just a thing you just get up high enough and it's just there to just grab, like a normal gun, apparently. Which I'm like, wait, what do you mean it's just a normal ass gun you grab? You're not even glitching the game. You're just going up somewhere where you could just grab it and go. I thought tank gun would be more complicated than that.
I did too. I thought that was the whole reason for this category split.
Yeah.
Okay.
But apparently tank gun is like stupid powerful. It is like you have a scorpion tank in your hand. Like literally.
Where's this gun exactly?
It is just outside the first FOB, I think.
Is it not that impossible to climb cliff?
Maybe. I forget where.
I bet it is.
But he shows where it is at the start of the run and shows like how stupid good it is and why it's like, oh yeah, we're not using this. This is why we do the run split. But then it's a case of, oh yeah, this is all missions. There's some technicalities with that all missions, because all missions is essentially as defined in their rule set. You have to start all missions. How you complete those missions is entirely up to you, but you have to get the text that says you started X mission. So you can imagine there's a lot of out of bounds.
Yeah.
This is what made me think of Spider Chief, because there's a lot of literal web slinging out of bounds.
Yep.
Very precisely out of bounds, mind you, because there's apparently what was it? XML boxes, I think is what he called it. I forget what he called it, but there's certain box that is just outside of all the structures and stuff, and if you touch those, you break, I think, the flags and stuff for the game. So you can't go.
So they're basically Minecraft command blocks.
I think so. I feel like it's something similar to the Doom runs, where you have to stay. Where you can get out of bounds, but you can't go too far out of bounds, otherwise things get hairy. But yeah, it is a case of, oops, we gave you a stupid good thing, and that just breaks this game in half because of what is possible, because every trick in that game involves the grappling hook to some extent.
It's almost like 343 implemented a movement mechanic and forgot to make maps based around said movement mechanic.
Yeah. And then everyone who speedruns this game goes, we're making full use of that, by God.
Okay, anyone who doesn't speedrun the game but has that kind of mentality says we're going to do whatever we want to with the game. I found spots where the developers, I don't think, intended for you to actually get to. Mm-hmm. Because the game was actively fighting me, trying to say, no, you will go back. And I still went. So...
like, one of the easiest things you can do, and like you can just do vanilla because it's not that complicated, is like a ground pound thing with the grappling hook that gives you a stupid amount of speed. Just forward speed. And that is just a vanilla ass thing that is in the game. And that doesn't even get into what you can do with fusion coils to get not only out of bounds, but through walls indoors. Or launch yourself halfway across the map, which, if this wasn't all missions, it would have been like 20 minutes, because you can launch your ass directly to the final mission and call it a day. But yeah, Halo Infinite was very good. I didn't get to see too much of Odyssey.
I got to see the epic fail of the darker side final level, and I was like, yep, this is why I hate the ending for darker side. I could probably route a path out for me kind of deal to run that until that part of it, and then I'm like, no.
Didn't catch Mario Party. I want to catch that. I didn't catch the FF6 run. I want to catch that one. Then All and Everything was in the background. I saw some of Sonic Adventure DX.
I wanted to see that one, but I feel like I've also seen Gamma be ran before.
Same.
So it's not a case of, unless there's something new, it's not a case of anything that I have to go back and see.
Caught some of Sonic Advance and all of the out-of-bounds stuff that they do there.
And Knuckles.
Yeah. Saw some of Tunic and got to hear from the developers on that one, since they had a few devs on that one also donating. Which also, before I forget, a shit ton of 343 people donated during the Infinite run. I think at least like 12 different, they read out, I think 12 to 14 donations that were 343 developers who were chiming in being like, hey guys, sorry we patched all this out. Here's some money to make up for it. Not literally, mind you, but considering a lot of the stuff they patched out, yeah.
Well,
here's us making up for it.
I mean, to be fair, they should have left well enough alone. That's the bad thing. I wish you could choose on games like that if you wanted to implement the campaign patches. Because I get developers being like, oh, that was broke. We didn't mean for that, let's fix it. But at the same time, it's a case of not so much from the speedrunner sense, but just from the preservation side of it, even. You can never have the base game for a digital game once a developer does a patch.
Yeah.
If you download it from the store, the patch comes with it. So, it would be nice if developers started at least giving you like a toggle option where you could remove what the patch implements.
I think what more games need to do is what Minecraft does, where it just goes, hey, what version of the game do you want to play?
The only downside to that is it takes a lot more server-side space.
Yeah.
And when everything's dealing with digital storefronts, that's kind of where the problem is.
Yeah.
I mean, something like Halo could easily be done because, case in point, Master Chief Collection, you can toggle off what games you don't want in there.
Yeah.
If you want only the campaigns, you can put only the campaigns. I mean, one of those, I feel like something of that nature, but for the patches, would be the best decision.
Caught some of Advance Wars. I was watching other stuff when it was going on. Caught all of Emerald. A little less chaotic than I was expecting.
I kind of want to see that one because don't they pass the controller around?
What happens is every time they level up, they evolve into a different Pokemon, and when they evolve, it passes around to one of the 4 people, like in order. I think later on they pass it around for different reasons, but early on it is passed around per level. And by pass around, I mean they all have a controller in their hands, and they all technically have control at the same time. You can see where that goes a little bit every now and again. let's just say there was a little bit of shenanigery in the middle during the run at times.
You could say everyone there was some shenanigans involved. Pun intended.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they didn't pass around the controller. They just all had a controller, and they all had control. It was just a gentleman's agreement that whoever was supposed to take control took control.
Until they wanted to start screwing with each other and hit buttons.
Yeah, I didn't get to catch Tropical Freeze because we were streaming at the time. I want to go back and watch.
Up in the back, but I've seen a lot of Spike doing Tropical Freeze that I don't feel like a whole lot of it was missed, kind of deal.
Yeah. and I feel like I've seen a Tropical Freeze run before, or at least a Donkey Kong Country Returns run before, so I'm like, well, I know what to expect with this.
I mean, if you've seen a Tropical Freeze run on Spikes, then more than likely it's very similar to what he did.
Didn't catch Minecraft. I caught Sunshine to when the bad thing happened and they had to change directions. I unfortunately fell asleep before the run ended.
I think the article I said I read said that he ended at like 80 or 80 something shines. So he's still almost finished it. But
it was
10 minutes of cutscene time loss at the very beginning is what he ate most of that. I have a feeling.
Yeah, and the bad because what happened for the runner is. He was doing one of the Mario only segments. He was not paying attention to his life counter, and it hit 0, and he has not been saving at the time. So
because Sunshine speedruns, especially 400%, remove the memory card.
Yeah.
Because that removes a dialogue box that they have to tell no every time they touch a blue coin.
Yep, and he was touching a lot of blue coins. I think he was like 20-30 minutes into the run when that happened.
And
so that gives you an idea.
I'm wanting to say that article I saw also said something about it saved like, I want to say 10 or 10 plus minutes kind of deal over the course of a run. And I believe it.
Yeah. I caught Deer Simulator. No,
you caught Deer Simulator, and I love that Discord cut out.
I enjoyed hearing people be very confused at that game. Like, wait, what do you mean? Wait, why are they turning into? What is happening? Why is this coalition? Why are they turning into a giant robot? Wait, why are we fighting us? What's happening? I'm sorry. What?
I mean, it's just your everyday deer game.
But then that into Muscoozy, which was also really good. That was another just what is happening. I didn't catch much of Turnip Boy. That's when I was kind of like zoned out doing other stuff. I caught Jimmy Johnson's Anything with an Engine a little bit, just because it was a dumb racing game. Didn't catch much of Gourmet Warriors, but I did tune in to Thunder in Paradise.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
Here's the thing, I remember that show because I watched that show as a kid. Remember, folks, I am a wrestling fan. Hulk Hogan is the main star of that show. Put 2 and 2 together. Yes, I watched Thunder in Paradise as a kid. I'm pretty sure we have a VHS of like the first episode or something. I'm willing to bet. Unfortunately, I did miss Incredible Crisis. Because I know what that game is, and that is another, like, what is happening game. So I need to go back and watch that and listen to people's reactions to it. I was kind of tuned out for the rest of it until Torna, because I didn't know Chugga was going to be on commentary for it.
I didn't either.
Until it was happening, and then I saw Chugga's name there, and I'm like, Chugga, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, I know why, because you have a very extensive Let's Play of Chronicles 1, Chronicles 2, and Torna, and you've talked to speedrunners, because I remember you saying you talked to speedrunners, so of course you know them. But yeah, Torna was very good.
I do want to go back and watch the Kirby Tilton Temple.
Yes,
where he's tilting a GameCube.
No, he is tilting a GameCube with a, what was it? A SNES controller strapped to the top of it. Because he needs directional inputs at some points. So there is a controller strapped to the top of this GameCube. Literally strapped to the top of this GameCube. But yeah, I need to watch that. But Torna is very good. I encourage anyone that might be interested in Xenoblade games and a very extensive explanation of what's going on in those games. Yeah, go watch the Torna run. It's very good.
Again, didn't really watch too much of, honestly, that day.
Yeah, I saw some of Slime Rancher and I want to say a little bit of Solar Ash. I caught the start of the Monster Runner run. I had the stream at the time.
I paid attention to a little bit of it, and the same can kind of be said with the Metal Gear Rising.
Weirdly, I'm familiar with that run because someone I follow on Twitch from way back when did speed runs of Revengeance when it first came out. So I kind of know what's going on in that run, somewhat. It's changed since then, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah, no, I'm just like, yeah, no, yep, that's the same, that's new. Like, the Armstrong fight is completely different from what I remember from watching the speedrun way back when. But yeah, the Monster Rise one was kind of interesting to watch what I could have, because I didn't realize Switch Axe was the speedrunner's weapon of choice. And captures were your preferred method of choice for dealing with monsters. Which, captures make sense. Captures are faster than trying to outright kill the monster. Because killing just straight up takes longer than capturing them. But I didn't realize the Switch Axe was the preferred weapon because it's a lot more consistent in terms of damage. Because it has like a mounting ability to where you mount on the monster and just drive the weapon directly into them to do damage. And you can get that fairly consistently. And it's the only weapon I think that can do that. But you have to like charge it up to a certain point to be able to do this move. So it's kind of a balancing act of getting the weapon charged right and then going in. And then when you come out of it, you know, getting the charge just right. But yeah, I caught the Step Mania in the bonus game, the Sound Voltex game.
I was at least paying attention to both of them.
I was
because the rhythm games are always just amazing.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the Sound Voltex one impressed me more because knobs, buttons, I'm just like, how do you how do you move?
Yeah.
How do you deal with this?
Yeah.
This is like the most
although I'm also like, I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, arcade.
Yeah. Didn't catch anything after that because I fell asleep after that run.
God, the next three I kind of wanted to catch.
Yeah, because it's the Celeste run, the Borderlands 2 run, and the Doom Eternal run. I think I woke up during the Doom Eternal one and went back to sleep because I vaguely remember that. Also, Control. I want to go back and watch the Control run. I did see some of the Alias or Elisa run. For some reason, I never thought a combination of Resident Evil and the original Alone in the Dark would be a thing, but that's a thing, and that's that video game. Weirdly enough. Like, it looks like original Alone in the Dark from way back when. Like, not the one that's on Xbox that was a reboot. No, original Alone in the Dark, because it has the same visual style. But it plays like the original Resident Evils, like 1, 2, like 3, Code Veronica, and them. I never thought that combination existed, but that makes total sense.
I just realized they forgot to update the schedule.
Oh, because the 80%'s down here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't happen.
They're trying again on it.
I think it'll get it this time.
Yeah. Wasn't paying attention to the Shovel Knight one. I need to watch that one.
I was loosely paying attention to it. And it looks like this weird combination between, like, Puyo Puyo and Crypt of the Necrodancer. And that sounds like an extremely weird setup that I feel like works.
I know people liked Pocket Dungeon when it came out. Because I remember seeing reviews.
I'm like, okay, you also go on my wish list for right now.
I want to catch Satisfactory because I remember seeing Tom play that, and I wanted to check that out. I caught some of the Choco GP run, not much. I didn't catch much of the 80% for, I think it was Shining Pearl that I guess won a bid war for it. Because it was technically Shining Pearl.
Did they actually do a bid war for it, or?
I don't know.
I never saw a bid war.
Okay. Because I know the version they did was Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
Because they picked up Palkia at the end.
That's one of those, I never saw anything about a bid war, so I assumed it was always going to be Shining Pearl, but I think they were using the Twitch listings for the games.
Makes sense.
That, or maybe it's because the 80%, maybe the 80% uses Diamond instead.
The thing is, I'm familiar with the proper glitched 80% run. That is the incentive, because I followed what is his name? One of the people that was doing it and routing it out. So I know how that 80% run goes. And let me tell you folks, you need to see that 80% run. If you wanted to see a game snapped in half, that's the 80% run of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Because Bidoof swimming into the void to reach the Pokemon League is a thing, and I assume it is still pacifist %. Because I think that it might be routed to still be pacifist, if I recall correctly, because it was down to one battle, and they eliminated the one battle they had to do. So it is technically also a pacifist run of Pokemon. It is nuts. Pulse Effect, that's who it is. I remember watching Pulse Effect as he did runs of it and getting it down. Because bear in mind that 80% should be on the original copy of the game, because that is the only version of the game that you can do all this bullshit in. Because they patched out all of it after launch.
I think I got to see the bulk of the Shining Pearl run. And yeah, honestly, I hate being simple about it like that, but I feel like all of the 80% glitchless Pokemon runs more boils down to do your math, figure out what Pokemon's going to get you the farthest, and then switch when needed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they all kind of boil down to that same formula. And I mean, I get it. Glitchless, you kind of have to. But it's one of those, it kind of becomes the same thing over time. So it's really good when you've got a good couch to try to fill in that downtime.
I know they pulled out a whiteboard to explain the math at one point.
Yeah, for the memes. and
I didn't get
that also was one of the goals, was hitting a certain price point, and we would ban math.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Because, I mean, of course. And we had our Keys versus Hobbs.
Yep, I saw that part.
By a last-minute landslide on the rival name. That was what was funny.
Well, the 5-man DVD is up for pre-order on Shout's website. Not the Cougar one just yet. Because of course not. Gotta wait for the panel for that one. But yeah, I think the problem is that as soon as you introduce glitches into like most Pokemon games, or at least certain Pokemon games, they're just completely broken.
Yeah.
Because like
it'd be nice if with Pokemon games, instead of the regular and glitchless categories, if they did something like you see in a lot of Source games. And for those not sure, I'm talking about like Portal, Half-Life, all of them. Maybe split it down to no major glitches.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me there's not some wrong warp or something that maybe is all close enough in the map that just takes you and skips a gym. I mean, yeah, then you got to question, well, okay, what you deem a major glitch and what don't you? But I mean, me and D's have done that before.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like
case in point, the later run there, the Portal 2 inbounds.
That was a task. No.
that inbounds simply means you can't do the major glitches because most of them are out of bounds. There's also, as the name implies there, an inbounds that utilizes the save load of you. So, I mean, if other games can do it, I feel like Pokemon should be able to do it.
But yeah, I didn't catch the Donkey Kong Country run. I didn't catch the GX run. I caught some of Ocarina of Time, but I was in and out for it.
I only caught the end of it, and God, they ended right on par, which means that was a really good rando.
That Portal 2 task is a bit nonsense.
yes, it was.
Good lord, it's just like, yeah, no, we threw the box on the button. Yep, you couldn't see it at all, but we did. Promise.
It was there for 0.1 milliseconds. I want to go back and watch all of the other tasks one we got, the Ocarina of Time one.
I caught the end of that, and I was like, what? Wait, what? Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, hang on. What fuckery have you pulled off today? Because I was watching something else at the time.
But they full on stated that no, that actually is legitimate pulling assets and modifying certain things as it's being played.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that I'm fine with. But it makes you wonder how many of those beta assets actually still existed in the game without having to be recreated.
Yeah, I'm just like, because the end sequence with the Triforce and the Breath of the Wild stuff, I was like, what? Hang on. What black magic fuckery have you pulled off?
I love that it was said about it being unmodified stuff before the dialogue for the Triforce came up. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, I can call your foul right there. You modified something. Whether it was pre-show or post-show, that can be the question. But, yeah.
But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, you pulled off some black magic bullshit. Because then they had chat entering in stuff in game live.
Okay.
And I'm like, what?
Okay, that's TaskBot. We know TaskBot can do that.
Yeah. that's fine. But the rest of it, I'm just like, what?
But you know, it makes sense after they were saying about that, because I mean, yeah, we know TaskBot can hook to Twitch chat and pull it for whatever game it's in. It doesn't surprise me that it could create using varying assets and even maybe doing like video-esque pixel art. Because that didn't feel like it just pulled assets. That felt like it was generating it on the fly.
They were using arbitrary code execution for it. I know that. Which that's already in a level of yeah, we're doing some black magic now.
Yep.
Because there's another run here in a little bit we'll talk about that was also doing that exact thing, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? That's not how this video game works. How?
Do you want to go back in and watch the Celeste.smc?
I caught most of that because I was up late.
I caught
Friday
some
night.
of that, but I didn't catch all of it.
Yeah, because I caught that, I caught Super Mario World, and I caught some of the Going Commando run.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch Going Commando run.
I caught the part I keep
really
catching.
good.
I caught the part I keep catching of Zem's run, which is the prison stuff, the prison escape sequence. So I'm like, God damn it, I need to watch the rest of this run. Why do I keep seeing only this one segment every time?
Because you're trying to learn just that one segment.
Apparently. Which is also the really fuckery segment.
Yes.
Now the Kuga Blu-ray's up for pre-order. Fantastic. We'll take care of that later.
Left 4 Dead 2.
I didn't catch that one, unfortunately.
That's always fun because there's so much RNG. And we know this for a fact that you can never do that the same way every time.
No. I want to catch 10, FF10, because I know 10 to a certain extent from reviews and stuff. So I'm kind of curious how that one goes. I don't know if the laughing cutscene made it donation-wise. I didn't catch MGS2. I caught some of Super Meat Boy and some of Wind Waker.
I caught Super Meat Boy. I forget how hard that game is and how easy speedrunners can make it look.
Yeah, that's
interesting fact that I loved in that of Linux Best OS.
Mm-hmm. I know he mentioned, what was it, 100% run of that? And apparently you have to not die on every level, and I'm like,
yeah.
That's
all
hell.
achievements.
All achievements, that's what it was, yeah. That sounds like hell. Sounds like a hell I don't want to be in.
I didn't catch all the Wind Waker one, but I actually didn't realize that you could, I forgot the actual term for it, but I didn't realize that you could do the swim glitch without the Wind Waker.
Oh, okay. I saw him keep doing the one thing I remember from the Wind Waker run. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is fairly familiar Wind Waker run.
I knew that part of it with the Wind Waker because that actually works in both GameCube and HD. But that was kind of interesting to find out that it's hard, incredibly hard to do it, but it can be done.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
But yeah, the Wind Waker one set felt familiar, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna tune in and out of this as it
I
happens.
mean, it shouldn't have felt familiar. It was in all dungeons. Where there
Everything
was actually a different order in the dungeons.
Okay. I apparently kept moving in with movement tech and stuff, but I'm like, this is I know this. We ignore boat. Who needs boat? The All Stars run. I actually showed my mom this one because God, Aces just makes games. You just get to do whatever you want with the game then. At that point. Did you get to see this run?
No.
Okay, so you remember Super Mario the All-Stars plus Mario World, right? Where it's the original Mario, Lost Levels 2, 3, and World.
I didn't know about the one with World, but I knew about All Stars by itself.
Yeah, this one has World included with it. So what this run does is it does some arbitrary code execution. Well, it creates a save file in 3, and then it does arbitrary code execution in World that then makes a file in 3, or changes the file in 3 to gives you a unobtainable item, specifically unobtainable item 55. Unobtainable item 55 lets you go to the final levels of any of the other games you want from Super Mario Bros. 3. You literally go into 3, select this item, and depending on the inputs of the other controllers from the other players, you can go directly to the final level of Super Mario Bros. 1, Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, or Super Mario Bros. 2. And then, while you're in the process of doing that, you access debug menu. Guess what debug menu gives you?
Access
it lets you
to the end of 3 and World.
No, debug menu lets you fly around with star power throughout the level.
Oh god.
Because you still do the final levels of 1, 2, and 3. You still, or no, 1, Lost Levels, and 2. You still do those. 3, you simply select a different, I believe it's select a different item, access World 1, leave, and that gives you credits. World, because of the arbitrary code execution you already done, you access the credits on that one, and that's done. It's real fuckery. It's nonsense, and it's a nice quick run too because it's like 11 minutes.
Looked like sub 12 is what they got.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that one because I feel like that would be one I would like to at least just attempt once, like through an emulator or something, just for the heck of it.
It required direct inputs from all 4 players, and the arbitrary code execution required you to obtain a mushroom while different inputs are going on 56 times. And they still fucked it up. They had to go to a backup cartridge that had the code execution already done on it.
Dang.
The arbitrary code execution is incredibly complicated. That requires you to up Mario's power-up state 2 additional levels above where you normally can get it, and then do a bunch of other stuff in, I think, World 1 of the game, like the first level of that game, like precision ejecting or precision firing red shells from Yoshi, and getting a mushroom like a ridiculous amount of times with different inputs and stuff in order to get this code execution to function. So it's a lot. It's real complicated, and they were doing it by hand. There was no TAS in this, mind you, even though, Dwango AC is here on the couch helping inputs. It would be better executed with a TAS, mind you. But yeah, it was real nutty to watch.
And that's why I said with an emulator.
Mm-hmm. Metroid Dread. was good for what I watched of it. I need to sit down and fully pay attention to the whole run. And boss rush.
I kind of want to also, especially because I forgot it was an NMG.
Mm-hmm.
That might be an interesting one to see then, because I'm sure it still resorts to, you know, breaking through some doors.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked good. I caught that in a little bit of the boss rush. I was catching some of the Kaizo Super Metroid until I had to start streaming, and it was just like, sorry, what? Wait, what do you mean that most of the things in this one shot you? I mean, sorry, what?
We finally got Tease the Animals.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. He literally went close to the door and said, no.
But at least the Mario Maker 2 relay, which I didn't get to catch any of us because streaming, and the 64 run that is currently ongoing. That is at 59 stars currently.
The Maker 2 was a nice back and forth until like part of the way through, and then it just completely shifted on one-sided, and it's like, yeah, saw that coming a mile away. Because, you know,
yeah, the Mario World,
half the other team had already done the Mario World one, meaning had they not slept between that, they have been up for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. The Mario World Relay Race was like that, where one team pretty much dominated the entire thing, but lost the final level to the other team, even though they had I think a 40-second head start.
Jeez.
Unfortunately, the commentary is not the best on that one, because early on, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like they were running out of things to talk about because they kind of said the same three things over and over and over again.
That's one thing I can say was different with the Maker 2 one. Because the commentary was pretty good on that one all the way through.
Yeah, it didn't help that I believe 2/3 of the commentators were blind to the levels, just like the runners were.
Ooh.
Yeah. Only 1/3 of them knew what was going on.
At least the Maker 2 ones, they saw the I'm pretty sure they both said they saw the maps beforehand, and heck, one of the commentators made one of the maps.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's never a good thing. I get not letting your runners see it, but at least let the commentators take a look at it.
Yeah, I think the other problem was they didn't want to say details because the runners could hear them, because they weren't that far away from the runners. So they didn't want to give unfair advantages on stuff.
But that wouldn't have mattered.
Fair.
The Maker 2 relays that I've seen done on GDQ, they're side by side. Both teams can see the other team's screen.
I believe it was the same case here, but yeah, it felt like one of those cases of you are vamping real hard, saying a lot of the same stuff because you are out of things to say.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
No. Honestly, that was probably the only downside of the run, was that. Otherwise, it was like, there are some things there that I'm like, oh, I see people have discovered new things to do with Super Mario World now.
Super Mario World, there is a crap ton of stuff that the Kaizo community has implemented.
There is one brand new thing that even the runners were blind to in terms of mechanics. Would you like some Mode 7 nonsense in your Super Mario World runs now? Because you remember,
have been updated again.
Do you remember that one Castlevania level? I forget where you're dangling from this pipe and the entire level turns and rotates around you.
Oh.
What if we did that several times over? in a Kaizo ROM hack. None of the runners had ever handled that before because it was literally brand new tech. So it was a little bit of experience for everyone involved to go, wait, what's happening? So that was fun to watch, and we're still waiting to see if the 80% for Diamond and Pearl will get met. Hopefully it will. It's got time.
We're a little over halfway through the stars. We've climbed 30k. I think if the commentary here would let the donations be read, it probably give another push. Like, I feel like sometimes that's the downside.
Yeah.
You either get really good commentators that hurt the donations, or you get commentators that don't really do a good job, and that also hurts the donations.
Yeah, it's a hard balance to strike.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna get hit because we literally have that and the Elden Ring bonus, and seeing as how Elden Ring's already gonna have a game run done, I feel like they're gonna pull the stops out and do Diamond and Pearl. But I could be wrong. They might go the other way.
I wonder if the Elden Ring bonus will just be a milestone bonus.
It might. Because
they've done that.
I don't remember seeing anything coming up for it, and usually they'll go ahead at this point.
I can check the bids page real quick. Yeah, no, there's no option. There's only a character name option and an ending choice option.
So yeah, that's going to be a milestone. So yeah, they'll pull the stops out to do the Diamond and Pearl. If it comes down to it.
I'm looking over to Twitter to see updates from the writer panel, since it is happening at the moment. They have confirmed Black Sun, the Kamen Rider Black little remake thing, is coming to North America. They did not specify when and where. They hinted that Shin Kamen Rider will also come to North America, but didn't go into too much more details. So that's the only information I have so far. See you in like 20 minutes or so, because apparently they're doing episode 1 and 2 of Futopia, so that's about an hour of content in an hour-and-a-half panel, I think. But yeah, anything else for GDQ before we move on to the proper news for the week?
Nope.
All right, then. We have details on Infinite's co-op. We've got a beta launch date and how co-op will work.
1,000 meter. You have to stay close to each other.
That's not a good sign.
I don't know if the article's... Okay, yeah. It does. It calls it feet, but it's meters in the game, so...
Yeah. So apparently you have to stay within 800 feet or
1,000.
Or 1,000 feet for a kill radius. There's an 800 feet for a warning.
So you'll get the return to battlefield, and then boom.
The Guardians will boop you and send you back. Mission replay is coming with this. I think they talked about progress staying between people, so it's not locked to one person. So if you complete something while you're playing a co-op and you're not the host, you still get all the stuff for it.
That makes sense.
Steam players can sign up for Halo Insider program by July 5th. Have the best chance of being chosen for co-op beta. Launch date is July 11th through July 22nd. So, yay, we may get this before the end of the year finally.
I think everything's showing August if everything goes right.
Maybe we'll get to do it for co-op. If the game decides to not break on me. Again. Because I don't know if they've ever fixed that. Yeah, anything else before we hit the...
You've got Game Pass, right?
That was the problem. It was on Game Pass.
All right.
It was the Game Pass version of the game that kept giving me the arbiter.e.
Steam.
No, I have the multiplayer through Steam, but I did not have campaign through Steam. I had campaign through Game Pass.
I wonder if that's the problem.
I don't know.
Because I never ran into that problem, but I had only installed the whole thing through the Xbox app.
I don't know. I think I've uninstalled it on Steam. I feel like I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm checking right now.
It might be one of those. You might have to try that and then try just only installing it through the Game Pass stuff and see what happens.
Yeah. No, it's uninstalled.
Question is, was it uninstalled when you were getting that, or did you uninstall it afterwards, since you know we don't touch the multiplayer?
I don't know. I have to deal with that.
One of those. Fair point.
Yeah, I tried to check into it, but I could not get a bit of information.
That's what I'm kind of wondering, if maybe it's some kind of weird having it split between both causes problems.
Because I tried looking into it, and the most consistent answer I got out of a few different answers on what the hell this thing was to start with is that some antivirus was procking it because it was an anti-cheat thing, which none of my antivirus was procking on it. So unless it was passively doing it and not telling me it was. So fucking I don't know.
That's the only other thing I can think of then, is maybe it's some kind of weird, it can't be installed in two locations.
Yeah.
Because Steam's going to install it in its own library, and unless you told Xbox to download it in the exact same spot, then that ain't going to happen.
Pretty sure it would have installed on my main hard drive for Game Pass, and it would have been installed on my external for Steam, because those are the defaults for them.
So that might be the problem.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'll try when, co-op actually exists and we can actually do it.
Fair.
But shall we talk Direct Mini?
The Mini Direct?
Yes. Nintendo did a partner showcase this past week, just showing off a lot of their third-party stuff. It was good enough. There's some stuff here I liked that I didn't know about, and some stuff that I was hoping was here, specifically one thing. I also did a reaction for it on the stream, so you can go watch that. It is highlighted. But we are getting Nier Automata, the End of Yorha edition for Switch on October 6th. It'll include all of the DLC and some exclusive costumes to the Switch version. Yay. Harvestella is coming from Square Enix. It'll be coming out November 4th. It's a life simulation RPG with farming, crafting, in preventing the end of the world. So it's Harvest Moon, except you actually have to go save the world. It looked fine. Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 are coming to Switch, as well as Game Pass and PC and all that. 5 is coming October 21st. 3 and 4 are still undated outside of next year at some point. So, yay!
2023/24.
Mario plus Rabbids got a little bit of gameplay shown off. We'll talk about that more here in a second because they had their own little showcase thing the next day. But hey, Sparks of Hope is coming October 20th, which leaked the day before because some international Ubisoft website dated it with the DLC and the season pass.
Sounds about right.
Live Alive has a demo for 3 of its episodes if you want to check out Live Alive. Capcom showed off more of the roadmap for Sunbreak from Monster Hunter Rise. Portal Companion Collection, which is both Portal games with local split screen and co-op, is out right now.
I've already got both Portal games on Steam.
Yep. Minecraft Legends, the Minecraft RTS game, is coming out next year. So it's also on Switch. A tiny bit of Sonic Frontiers got shown off. I swear they're showing off that game terribly and continue to do so, and I don't know why.
I mean, it's Sonic Breath of the Wild. I mean, Frontiers. I mean, it's either you call it that or it's Sonic Legends Frontiers.
Yep.
It's got the same aesthetic as both.
Blanc, which is a co-op game with a fawn and a wolf cub, and it's all black and white aesthetic, looked really good, and it comes out next year. It was one of the 2 games that I didn't know about before this direct that I saw, and I was like, that looks cool. I would like to play that, please. I wish there was video of it in this article. Oh, the direct showcase down below actually has timestamps for everything. Return to Monkey Island is a new game for Monkey Island. Comes out on the Switch later this year. It looked good. It was a Monkey Island game. Disney Dreamlight Valley continues to exist. It comes out in September for early access. One of the comic book people I follow mentioned that game, and I talked to him a little bit on Twitter about it because they have barely talked about what the hell this game is, because it's like Sims-like but with quests and stuff, but they haven't really got into microtransactions because this is a free-to-play game, and this comes out in September.
Pay to win. Pay to win.
I got bad feelings about it.
Cash grab at its finest.
Especially because the Disney card game also has some real bad microtransactions because it's from a company that has done some real bad microtransaction bullshit.
Swear,
and I'm like,
sorry, couldn't resist.
But yeah, so that's a thing. Dragon Quest Treasures is a new Dragon Quest game. It looked good. It's a Dragon Quest spinoff. Little Noah Scions of Paradise. If I can find it in the direct, so I can be reminded of whatever the hell this was. Oh, this is that game that had that Bravely Default aesthetic with its character designs. That's not Square Enix associated, which feels weird. Like, if you told me this was a Bravely Default spinoff, I would have said, I would have believed you because it looks like a Bravely Default spinoff. RPG Time, The Legend of Right. This one looked cool. It is a RPG game in some kid's journal for game design. And you're literally like sketching out like paths and stuff. It looks really cool. They went all in on the sketchbook aesthetic. Like, it's not only, it's a game in a sketchbook, it is a sketchbook on a desk. So your health in like your inventory and all of that is on the surrounding parts of the desk. It looks very good. I am incredibly impressed by it on first viewing. L'Oreal and the Laser Eyes is coming next year. Dorman Story of Season, Friends of the Great Kingdom is also coming. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. People were really happy about this one. All of the main Battle Network games are going to be coming in one physical version or 2 digital volumes next year. So if you like the Battle Network series, here is your remaster of all of it. Super Bomberman R2 got announced. It's coming out next year. 15-player support for a multiplayer, like 1v14 game mode. Along with, regular Bomberman stuff. It sounds cool. It's good. It's good Bomberman stuff. Pac-Man World Repack is a remake of the original Pac-Man World. Isn't that game bad? Isn't that one of the bad Pac-Man games? There's bad Pac-Man platformer games. I don't remember if this is one of them.
I don't either.
People are happy about it, so I guess not. So yeah, that's a thing. Railgrade is a railway system builder. You just build railways and run trains and solve puzzles. So that's cool. And Captain Velvet Meteor: The Jump Plus Dimensions is a game I also don't remember.
That might not be one of the bad Pac-Man ones.
People were really excited about it.
I feel like I've played that one at some point.
Okay, people were really excited about it, so I'm like, okay, is it not that one?
If it's the one I'm thinking it is, that's not that bad of a game. It's for its time, it's a really good Banjo-Kazooie type game.
Okay, good. Because I was like, there is a bad Pac-Man platform.
Yeah,
I know there is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's several, but I didn't know if this was one of them. But from how people are reacting, it's not one of those. So good. And then there was a special thing at the Japanese Direct, but we're going to talk about that one next. Because Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher is a Monster Rancher game where you get to raise the various kaiju monsters from the Ultraman franchise, and it is coming stateside. It is being officially localized and released digitally on the Switch this year. I don't know how to feel about this. Because it is basically taking, you remember how we got the remasters of Monster Rancher 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Take all of that, mechanically speaking, and just take out the Monster Rancher monsters and put in Ultraman monsters. And that's it. Except specifically 2 gimmick items from Ultraman. The cards for Ultraman Orb and the medals for Ultraman Rube, they are scannable with the NFC reader on the controller. And I presume you can get the monsters from those, along with the track search system that they implemented to replace the CD search that was in the original Monster Rancher games. Because for those that don't know, in original Monster Rancher from back in the day, you could pop the disc out at a certain point, pop in whatever CD you had on you. It would scan that CD, pull specific metadata from it, and generate like a monster based on that metadata, like within reason. So for example, I believe if you scanned like Metal Gear Solid, it gave you a special monster. But if you scan something like, I don't know, like Tekken, it would give you something kind of generic. Or if you scanned like a music CD, it would give you something based off the metadata of that CD, like the artist name and album. They've implemented a database to kind of replace that system for the 1 and 2 remasters, and that's present in this game. But you've also got the scans with the cards and the chips. So I guess this will be good. I may or may not be picking up this game to stream it because it is a Toku adjacent game.
Fair.
But yeah, this is getting official release digitally on Switch, and it should be. I don't think they have a specific date for it yet. Yeah, it's just this year. They don't have a date for it just yet. But also, the Mario Plus Rabbids individual showcase. They confirmed the full roster. Bowser's playable. He's just straight up playable because, of course, he is. I think they've offset the roster because I believe there's more Rabbid characters than there are Mario characters now. I think. I have to see real quick. Yes, because you have that the emo-looking character Blades. That means the Rabbids have a +1 on the Mario characters. Because we're only getting 4 Mario characters. It's Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Bowser. And then we're getting a Rabbid Peach, Rabbid Rosalina, Rabbid Luigi, Rabbid Mario, and Blades as Rabbid characters. Which, I wish we had Rosalina as well. Since...
And a Rabbid Bowser.
Yes. I would like a Rabbid Bowser too, but yeah. Mechanically, they confirmed that movement, you can keep moving as long as you do not shoot your weapon. So you can move, use your ability, and then move again. Like within like a shrinking area, because they've gotten rid of the grid system. It is now more kind of like radial based. But your like area shrinks down if you do decide to like take cover and use an ability or such. But once you fire your gun, you're locked in place until the next turn.
I feel like I kind of like the grid system though. Yeah.
I think it's just here because there's a lot of focus on like movement and stuff in this game. So like, it seems purely aesthetic, honestly, from how the gameplay looked. This could still be honestly be on a grid system and it wouldn't matter at the end of the day, from the looks of it. Otherwise, they didn't talk too much. Mario has double guns now. Peach has an umbrella. Bowser just has a big old fuck off the rocket launcher.
A bazooka, as the article says.
Mm-hmm. Your little, I forget his name, the little computer friend, the little AI friend.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
That will actually catch you when you get boosted up, and you can hover for a little bit as you're moving around. Don't remember them confirming anything else besides the 3 people they brought together to do music for the game. So Grant Kirkhoff is back. He did, I believe, most of the soundtrack for the original Mario Plus Rabbids, but they've also brought in Gareth Cocker and Yoko Shimomura. Those are both well-known composers from throughout video games. So all 3 of them will be doing the OST for this game, which is pretty cool. But otherwise, there's not much else they showed off gameplay-wise, but I'll be honest, I don't need that much more. Everything looked good, so that's fine by me. They did confirm a season pass for the game. I was trying to find.
Meaning we might get Rosalina and Bowser Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
As well as probably Donkey Kong, and I'm gonna say someone else with Donkey Kong this time around. Maybe Diddy?
I would assume so. Well, we got Rabbit Cranky with DK last time, so.
I mean, in like physically, and then maybe even getting other variants too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I was seeing that the DLC of the season pass said anything. They just say at launch you're getting a Galactic Prestige pack, which gives you a bunch of guns that have a new skin on them, and then they just say DLC 1, DLC 2, DLC 3. The first two are planned to be released before the end of next year, and then the last one is planned for the year before or year after that.
The year before that. So when the game releases.
No, year after that. So it's 12/31/2023, 12/31/2023, and then 12/31/2024. I assume it will not be the actual case for those release dates, but yeah. They have 3 DLCs planned. They don't have any other specific information on what these DLCs are.
Probably every 6 months.
Probably.
3 DLCs, it sounds very similar to how we've seen Nintendo do in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning it wouldn't surprise me if the first DLC is an in-game something. The second DLC might be another character or something, and then the third one might actually be a full-on DLC.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little predictable.
Yeah. I'm checking into the writer panel stuff because it seems like they've done with the information. Looks like they just are confirming the Blu-ray stuff and DVD stuff. The 01, we did get some details on that. The plot of it is set within a certain chunk of episodes. They didn't say which episodes, but there's an original villain for the comic book. And that is all they said. They didn't say much more about the 01 comic. And unfortunately, that is pretty much it. There is no new series. The silhouette of the new villain looks like a mix between 01 and Kuga Ultimate form.
Huh.
And that is pretty much it. So no new series. So the only news is the Blu-rays, unless they say something after the episode's premiere. So in fact, the only important news was the Blu-rays. How dare you lie to me? I was hoping a new episode was streaming. Or a new show would be streamed. Yeah, anyway, last up, Sucker Punch talked about, some of their other titles. Infamous and Sly Cooper, those things. Apparently they're not working on those at the moment. They don't have plans to do anything with those two at the moment. So, meh.
Fun news about no news.
Pretty much. That is pretty much it for the news. Although have I told you the thing with Sora in Smash? About how that came to be? I think we talked about this on the podcast.
Maybe.
So apparently Disney was not the roadblock for getting Sora into Smash. Tetsuya Nomura was the roadblock. You want to know why?
Why?
He had to make sure it fit into Kingdom Hearts canon. That makes no sense, doesn't it?
Let me get you to repeat that again, because I want to make sure I heard that right.
Tetsuya Nomura was the roadblock on getting Sora into Smash because he had to make sure it fit with Kingdom Hearts canon.
Right now, they could randomly just say that Sora went skydiving, and that would be canon. Why did they have to make sure? Come on.
It's fucking Nomura. I just saw that in John's chat when people brought it up, and I'm like, oh fuck, right, yeah. Nomura's like, I gotta make sure this is canon, because everything is canon when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, because the man is a goddamn, he's insane. A spinoff can't just be a spinoff. No, it must have plot. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the news this week. Shall we get to releases then?
I guess we shall.
All right then. Where to start on this? Because there's a whole lot of nothing.
I mean, you don't want to talk about. Yeah.
I was like, pick one. Just pick one. Just pick one at random. Styx Collection for Switch. Super Duck for Switch. Understand for Switch on the July 7th.
I mean, random things for 4th, 5th, and 6th also, just since we skipped to 7th.
Yeah, full list is in our notes, folks, if you want to check it out yourself. Klonoa Fantasy Revere series for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch on July 8th.
Road of Death. There we go.
On the Switch, also that same day.
About the way that the releases for the next 2 weeks kind of go.
Fist Forged in Shadow Torch comes out for the Switch on July 12th. The Quest for Excalibur Puy de Four for PS4 and Switch on the same day. On the 14th, Hot Wheels Unleashed Looney Tunes for Xbox Series X, Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. On the 15th, DC League of Super Pets: The Adventures of Crypto and Ace for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch, and Stadia. Excuse me. Yeah, there's just nothing. There's just nothing. Ugh. Like, there will be one next time, but this time, no.
But yeah.
I'm checking for more information from the writer panel, but it looks like no new show for us, so we have to opt to a plan B in like 2 weeks, or no, 3 weeks, right?
I don't remember.
Well, it's next week is the last of the series, and then the next 2 weeks after that are the Visa Next. So I forgot how long the Visa Next, but I think they were just going to do one a week.
I don't remember if we were going to do 1 week or not.
I think they're long enough to do one a week. So about 4 weeks, I got to come up with a plan B. I think I have an idea, but we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, damn, no new show. I was hoping for a new show instead of just, hey, here's the Blu-ray. Here's a confirmation of a thing coming to the US, even though I'm pretty sure that's already confirmed because the advertisement said. Anywho, anything else?
No.
All right, then. Tomorrow, it is the last of the as intended 01 episodes before we get to the improv finale. Wednesday should be us starting Prime 3?
You should be.
Yep. Thursday is more Writer Chronicle with... I forgot what I was doing. Sorte Writer Machines and Battle Soccer 2. Oh wait, no, is that the... Okay, no, that is the right one. Okay, I thought I was doing a different one. Apparently I read the schedule wrong. I thought I was doing Climax Scramble Geo and Great Battle 3. I skipped a week. But yeah, no, it is Sorte Writer Machines and Battle Soccer 2. And then next Saturday will be a rampant gaming of some variety.
It wouldn't surprise me if I don't decide to do something like Fall Guys or Fortnite kind of deal. It just kind of depends.
But that is the schedule ahead. But between now and then, if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. I really appreciate it. Jumping away that I feel like you'll add to just on Twitter, get you updates. Well, exclamation point, Discord, chat, consistent link, drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.